Whether it's toys tussling over territory, bugs battling for breathing space, or deities determined to do damage, Disney has come up with some awesome rivalries. These epic battles have audiences in tears when a villain gets the upper hand, or hook, or tentacle, or wheel, or whatever. When the hero prevails, the audience goes from tears to cheers, just as Uncle Walt would have wanted. From the Battle of Brothers in The Lion King to the racing rivals in Cars, Disney and Pixar have established some of the most contentious rivalries in the history of film. Welcome to the Binger, everybody! In this video, we're taking a look at 10 of the most fiery feuds between Disney characters. MUFASA vs. Scar, brains vs. brawn, honor vs. deceit, a kindly king versus a terrible tyrant. All of these themes and more can be found in one of Disney's most compelling rivalries, MUFASA vs. Scar from The Lion King. Mufasa was the benevolent ruler of a pride of lions. When Mufasa's son Simba was born, he took the lion cub to Pride Rock and presented him as his heir to the throne. Meanwhile, Scar sulked at having his opportunity for the throne taken away, so he eliminated Mufasa and set up Simba to take the blame. Now let's blow away any assumption that Disney fans have had for nearly a quarter century. Mufasa and Scar are not brothers. According to a 2017 interview with producer Don Hahn, the rivals for the throne aren't even related by blood. Hahn explained that in the wild, when a young lion takes over the pride, he eliminates the older lion and all of his cubs. We were trying to use those animal truths to underpin the story, so we figured Scar and Mufasa couldn't really be from the same gene pool, Hahn said. King Triton versus Ursula. From the king of the jungle to the ruler of the depths, another Disney rivalry stems from the battle to control an extensive kingdom. In The Little Mermaid, the sea witch Ursula convinces the mermaid Ariel to give up her voice in exchange for legs, so that the mermaid can walk on land. Ursula has sworn revenge on King Triton, Ariel's father, for exiling her for her use of dark magic. With Ariel out of the way, Ursula can enact her plans to take over the throne from Triton. Here's another revelation about a classic rivalry. In one version of the story, Ursula and Triton are siblings. In the 2008 Broadway musical based on the film, Ursula was revealed to be Triton's sister. In the song I Want the Good Times Back, Ursula sings that she and Triton were the children of the sea god Poseidon. When Poseidon passed away, the siblings were supposed to be co-rulers. Triton inherited Poseidon's trident, while Ursula inherited the Nautilus shell. While Disney has not confirmed if this version is canon, it does give another level of depth to the characters' rivalry. Buzz Lightyear versus Sheriff Woody. Over the course of 4 films, and probably counting, Sheriff Woody and Buzz Lightyear have shown generations of children the true meaning of friendship. Oh, and also Randy Newman. That song always gets me. But that wasn't always the case. At the start of the first Toy Story film, Sheriff Woody was the undisputed leader among Andy's toys. That is, until a certain space ranger showed up and disrupted Woody's world. The Wild West lawman was none too pleased to have his space-age counterpart take over the toy room. Not only did Woody have to contend with Buzz's popularity, but he also had to shake him out of the delusion that he was a real space ranger. After rescuing Buzz from the clutches of Andy's sadistic neighbor Sid, Woody changes his tune and lets Buzz know, "You've got a friend in me." See, it all comes back to Randy Newman. In this case, the characters' fierce rivalry turned into a very deep friendship. However, in earlier drafts of the story, the rivalry ran a lot deeper. The earlier versions had Woody as a tyrannical ventriloquist dummy, while Buzz led the toys in revolt to overthrow the oppressive sheriff. Zeus versus Hades. The 1997 Disney animated film Hercules involves a sibling rivalry of Olympic proportions. In the Disney-fied version of the ancient Greek myths, Zeus is the wise and worthy ruler of Mount Olympus, the home of the gods. Zeus rules alongside Hera, his wife and queen of the gods, as a loving couple and benevolent monarchs. While Zeus and Hera rule the earth and the skies, Hades, Zeus's brother, sits on the throne of the underworld. Hades resents Zeus for his lofty position, so he plots to kidnap Zeus and Hera's young son, Hercules. Hades sends his minions, Pain and Panic, to steal the boy and feed him a potion that will sap away his immense strength. Hades becomes so consumed with jealousy that he releases the Titans, the ancient beings that once ruled Olympus whom Zeus had imprisoned. Hercules defeats the Titans, saves Zeus and the other gods, and defeats Hades. Much like many of the rivals on this list, Zeus and Hades rarely go head-to-head against each other. Instead, they use proxies such as Hercules, Pain, and Panic to do their dirty work. KUZCO versus YZMA. Sometimes a rivalry represents a battle between good and evil. Sometimes it just represents a battle between the lesser of two evils. In the case of the Emperor's New Groove, it's more like the evil of two lessers.
Boom, baby!
In one corner, there's Emperor KUZCO, a young, vain, oblivious, egotistical ruler who wants to mow down a farmer's house so that he can build a summer palace. In the other corner, there's YZMA, KUZCO's power-craving former advisor whom KUZCO fires for no apparent reason. When YZMA seeks revenge on her former employer, she attempts to poison him. Like most of YZMA's plots, the plan doesn't go according to, well, plan. Instead of poisoning KUZCO, her potion turns him into a llama. It takes becoming a beast of burden for KUZCO to learn what it means to be a better human being. Unlike some rivalries, this one results in a happy ending for both parties. KUZCO regains his humanity. He builds a smaller summer home and becomes a more compassionate ruler. While YZMA fails to get her revenge, one of her potions transforms her into the cutest little kitty. So, you know, win-win. Peter Pan versus Captain Hook. The 1953 animated film Peter Pan represents a battle that nearly everybody fights. Childhood versus adulthood. Even the name Peter Pan has come to represent the psychological condition of people who refuse to grow up. Peter and his friends, the Lost Boys, live in Never Never Land, a place where time stands still and childhood adventures never end. Meanwhile, the elegant Captain Hook sails around the shores of Never Never Land in his pirate ship, the Jolly Roger. The pair have had their share of duels, even one in which Peter left Hook a bit short-handed. Okay, I'll see myself out. Not only did Hook lose a hand to his bitter rival, but that hand also ended up in the belly of TikTok. No, not that TikTok. The crocodile who chases his ship around. Thanks to Peter Pan, TikTok got himself a delicious appetizer and now wants the main course. Is it any wonder that Hook captured Peter's friend Tiger Lily in an effort to find the Emerald Imp's hideout? After all, not taking revenge on such a heinous act would be, as Hook put it himself, Lightning McQueen versus Chick Hicks. Auto racing has spawned some of the greatest individual rivalries in sports. In NASCAR, it was Tony Stewart versus Jeff Gordon. In IndyCar, it was Mario Andretti versus AJ Foyt. In Formula One, it was James Hunt versus Niki Lauda. But in the competitive world of Piston Cup racing shown in cars, the rivalry between Lightning McQueen and Chick Hicks surpasses them all. Both of these mean motor racers are driven to succeed. Both of them want to win the Piston Cup and earn the coveted Dynaco sponsorship. The wily veteran racer will often let his road rage loose on the track, ramming and spinning out any car that gets between him and victory lane. Chick even takes out Strip the King Weathers in the Legend's final race. When the high-octane rookie Lightning steals Chick's thunder, Chick sees red, and not just from Lightning's paint job. While Lightning gets delayed in Radiator Springs, he picks up a few tricks of his own from Doc Hornet and the rest of the town cars. Although Chick takes home the Piston Cup, Lightning wins the respect of the fans.
I think the king should finish his last race.
The Beast versus Gaston. The classic battle of men versus beast takes on a new dimension in the 1991 animated classic Beauty and the Beast. The beauty at the center of this rivalry is Belle, the bright, bookish daughter of a local inventor. Her beautiful face and fashionable figure capture the attention of Gaston, the town's war hero. Dim-witted, self-centered, and narcissistic, Gaston believes that he can transform Belle into an obedient housewife and mother. When Belle's father goes missing, it's not the hero Gaston who steps up to rescue him. It's Belle by herself. Belle meets the Beast, the owner of a cursed castle nestled deep in the woods. When the Beast agrees to release the old man in exchange for Belle, the Beast falls in love with her beautiful mind and heart. Frustrated at having his prize taken away, Gaston leads a mob to take down the hideous monster. The rivalry results in a fatal confrontation, as Gaston falls from a great height while trying to eliminate the Beast. In the end, 'twas love, not competition, that won Belle's heart. Mr. Incredible versus Syndrome. What makes a superhero? Is it their superpowers, their gadgets, their intelligence, or their commitment to always do the right thing? Are superheroes born, or can they be self-made? These questions form the center of the rivalry between superhero Mr. Incredible and the supervillain Syndrome in the 2004 Pixar film The Incredibles. As a child, Buddy Pine wanted nothing more than to be Mr. Incredible's sidekick. He even created his own costume and superhero name.
Incrediboy!
When Mr. Incredible refused to take Buddy on as an apprentice, Buddy developed a resentment that progressed into an obsession.
After all, I am your biggest fan.
Buddy would spend the rest of his life trying to prove that technical genius and sophisticated gadgets could make up for his lack of innate superpowers. He would even attempt to eliminate the idea of supers altogether by enabling ordinary people to use the same technology. And when everyone's super, he tells a captive Mr. Incredible, no one will be. The Parr family showed that it's not the powers that make the super, it was their dedication to each other as a family. Ants versus grasshoppers. In the classic fable, The Ant and the Grasshopper, the ant works all summer to save for the winter. Meanwhile, the grasshopper parties all summer and begs the ant for food when the weather turns. In the 1998 Pixar film A Bug's Life, the grasshoppers find a solution to their problem. They let the ants continue to do all the work, then intimidate them for food when they need it. Hopper, the leader of the grasshopper gang, tells his crew that if they want to keep eating, they need to keep scaring the ants into doing all the work. Those puny little ants outnumber us 100 to 1, he tells them. If they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life. It's not about food, it's about keeping those ants in line. Instead of using their numbers to overpower the grasshoppers, the ants decide to recruit warrior bugs to fight their battles. When Flick goes out to find warriors, he comes back with circus performers. Flick and the ants learn that personal courage, along with strength in numbers, can overcome any adversity. So, what do you think? Did we miss any deep-seated Disney disputes? Are there any rivalries we left off this list? Let us know in the comments. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to The Binger to get notified about our latest videos. Thanks for watching!